Hey everyone, it's Luke from Astro Awakening with my astrology update that I promised. I do apologize that it's a little late, better late than never. The theme at the moment is this full moon that we're coming into. Monday morning, Melbourne time, we're going to have a full moon, 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're in this lunar energy now, between now and Monday. And the moon is going to be in Aries and the sun's going to be in Libra. So this is a moon about ourselves and our other or significant other. So our assertion, our will, our our desires, what we want, but also considering things from our partners or lovers or friends or mother or whatever the relationship you have, seeing things from their point of view. There's going to be issues around power, control, intimacy, sexual stuff that's going to come up. There's a lot of healing to be done. Plutonic energy is some deep emotional stuff that needs to be healed. It doesn't like being repressed. I've said this many times. You're repressing plutonic energy is just like, putting a lid on a volcano. Eventually it'll blow. So this full moon is like bringing up things to do with relationships. So firstly, before we can have a really beautiful relationship with another person, we have to have a really beautiful relationship with ourselves. We have to practice self-love, and we also have to, be comfortable with ourselves and accepting of ourselves as well. And we're not trying to be something just to suit someone else. It's a really common theme I see in a lot of charts is they're trying to please. You want to please, which is a nice energy, to do something nice for someone else. But if it comes at the cost of your own assertion, your own willpower, then it's going to create problems down the track. If we look at the two relationship planets, if you like, the masculine and feminine planets, apart from the sun and the moon, which are going to be in this opposition or a full moon, we've got Mars and Venus. So Mars is in Libra and Venus is in Scorpio. Venus rules Libra, Mars rules Scorpio, and so does Pluto. Pluto's a co-ruler of Scorpio. So Pluto's involved in this full moon, and it's bringing in the Venus quality as well. So there's some intense stuff, emotional stuff that's going to come up with regards to relationships. Past themes of relationships, leftover karmic energy that hasn't been resolved, that's been repressed and pushed down, forgotten about, hidden or not talked about. It has the potential to come up. There's a lot of healing to be done. Mars in Libra is saying, I can't do it on my own. We need to do it as a team. It's a bit like sex, it's no good on your own. Not really. But Mars in Libra is like, well, Mars wants to assert itself. You want to say, this is what I want. This is, it knows what it's wanted, just goes for it, doesn't ask the question. In Libra, it's got to say, hey, is this okay with you? What about seeing it from their point of view? So all of this as well is bringing Chiron into the picture because Mars and Venus are activating Chiron at the moment as well. So Chiron is the wounds, those deep wounds that we have. So the key to this full moon period is healing wounds in relationships. And if you want better relationship with yourself and with your significant other, we need a safe place to be able to let that vulnerability out. When I met my now girlfriend Heidi, it's been just over a year that we've been together. Firstly, it was an instant connection and it was just profound. It was like meeting someone that you've known all your life but haven't seen for 20 years, But what was one of the key things at the very, very beginning of our relationship was our ability to be vulnerable. And Heidi, my girlfriend, started that off by just telling me some of her dark secrets that she'd not told anyone. Because obviously she felt that she was in a place where she could be vulnerable and she would felt safe and secure. And that I wasn't going to pass judgment or I wasn't going to turn my nose up and go, oh, well, that's just ridiculous. What have you done? I was just like, she sort of told me a dark little secret. And then I was like, oh, I can better that. I've done this. And she's like, oh my God. And then I've done this. And it was so healing. It brought us close together very early on because we didn't have anything that we kept from each other. We didn't have any dark secrets. We didn't have any plutonic suppressed energy that, is going to come up. and you know, cause some shattering, some crisis, some volcanic action in the relationship. So, you know, what I'm suggesting is that, you know, Mercury, the mind, the intellect, and communications, also in Scorpio at the moment, and it's going to be in a trine to the North Node, and it's going to be sextile Saturn. This is a really opportune time to have that deep and meaningful conversation, to get into that darkness, to get into those deep, hidden, repressed sexual fantasies, those desires, those weird, you know, I don't know why I feel like this, or but this, you know, or maybe get a little bit fucking kinky and, you know, explore that. Have a little bit of fun with it. Don't be too serious. You know, there's a chance that you can take things too seriously, and it's like, you know, don't forget to just have a bit of a laugh at yourself. But get into that vulnerable space where you can have that deep and meaningful conversation. You can get to those little hidden recesses, and what you do in effect is you're releasing it, and that's what a full moon is about, is releasing it, especially emotional energy, especially plutonic energy, especially in the relationship. And, you know, you can repress that, you can keep quiet, but is that going to bring the relationship closer together, or is it going to serve to just push you further apart? You know, it's like you think you're being safe by pushing that somewhere because you're going to be judged. It's like you don't know the freedom and the liberation that can come if you just let it out, let it be. You know, it's just like, well, this is me, take it or leave it. So I have a special going between now and Christmas. If you book a session, it's an hour. We can either do Skype or we can do face-to-face here in Melbourne. And it's just my standard initial consultation. And at the end of it, I give you my bank details and you pay whatever you think it's worth. If it's $20, it's $20. If it's the 110 that I charge, you pay the 110, but you decide. I want to try and fill up my bookings between now and Christmas and see as many people as possible, to bring awareness and guidance to as many people as possible, to expose them to like the truth and the beautiful energy that's just waiting to be discovered within their birth chart. It's a fascinating tool. It helps me unlock my intuition and have a really uncanny way of just getting to what the deep hidden message is that I need to give just by looking at your birth chart. If you're wanting a better relationship with yourself, if you're wanting a better relationship with your significant other, if you're wondering about, you know, what's your career path look like, if you're having issues at home, if your finances you're struggling with money, any area of your life, if your health is not good, or if you want more meaning from your life, or if you want to give back to humanity, whatever it might be, if there is an area of your life that you are seeking some guidance, you want more clarity on, we are going into some very transformative times. This full moon in Scorpio is the beginning of a succession of lunations where we're going to have the outer planets involved. I think the next one's got Uranus involved, so it's like expect the unexpected. The revelation, the insight, the lightning strike of inspiration. We are being called to transform. We're in a point with humanity, we can no longer look to our political leaders or corporations or anyone outside of ourselves to bring about the change that we want to see. It starts right here. It starts by us doing the work. It starts by us you know, having some sort of meaning in our life, connecting to our fucking heart space, coming from love, loving yourself, loving your neighbor, loving everyone else. You know, that's the beautiful healing energy, and you know, apply that to this full moon. Come from a place of love, and let be what will be. Don't be rigid. Okay, flow. Be like a tree. So yeah, if you would like a one-on-one reading, my bookings are going crazy at the moment, which is awesome. So get in. So once between now and Christmas, once my bookings are full, it'll be a wait list. But we're getting close to that because it's just been going gangbusters. If you want to share this message, that would be amazing. If you put the word out there that I'm doing sort of pay it forward astrology readings between now and Christmas, let's try and get as many people exposed to this, this beautiful ancient art as possible. Thanks for watching. See you soon.